Hi, Paraton Weather Meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, July 21st. A lot to talk about this morning. First of all, I want to look ahead to a possibility of a resurgence in the La Nina conditions in the equatorial part of the Pacific Ocean. We also want to talk about some monsoonal rainfall across the Four Corners region of the U.S. over the next few days, and a lot of smoke-filled skies across the mid-Atlantic region, much of the northern half of the U.S. from wildfire activity out across the northwestern part of the country and the southern part of Canada. So again, a lot to talk about. Let's start off with a forecast from Noaa for the sea surface temperature anomalies for the upcoming winter season. This is the forecast for the December, January, and February time frame. And look at this, we have a resurgence of La Nina right across the equator. This is the equator. This horizontal line right here represents the equator, the west coast of South America down here in colder than normal conditions right along the equatorial part of the Pacific Ocean as depicted here by Noaa. And I have a posting right now on the homepage of the paratonweather.com website with some of the signals right now that are underway, giving us a good indication that La Nina is in fact intensifying. We had La Nina conditions the mid and latter part of last year, 2020, into the winter season. During this year, the last few months, it has kind of diminished some, with sea surface temperatures climbing back to closer to neutral or near normal conditions. But there are many signs out there now that La Nina will actually re-intensify as we head into the fall and into the upcoming winter season. The post I have right now, Paraton Weather, talks about the Southern Oscillation Index, which has given us a good clue that things are happening right now that supply evidence or support to the theory that La Nina will make a resurgence over the next few months. We also talk about possible impact on global temperatures and on the upcoming winter season. Well, another thing I'd like to touch base on is the monsoonal flow of air, the monsoonal rains out in the southwestern part of the nation. It's really a big story right now because of the drought that was being experienced out in places like Arizona, New Mexico, all during the past several months. Look at this forecast map for just the next 3 days going between now and a Saturday morning out in the Four Corners region of the U.S. So this has been the pattern for the last few days and will continue to be the pattern for the next few days. Some significant rainfall across much of Arizona, western New Mexico, western Colorado, and even into Utah. Even a little bit of scattering of rain all the way into Nevada and far eastern part of California. This time of the year you can get kind of a broad flow out of the southeast and south, bringing in some moisture into this part of the nation. It truly is kind of a monsoonal flow of air. Monsoon really refers to a seasonal type of wind. And when you get a thermal low forming in the lower levels of the atmosphere, you can get convergence. Let's say there's low pressure right in this part of the U.S. in the lower part of the atmosphere. You get converging air going into low pressure, as is typically the case. And in this particular scenario, you have moist air flowing in from the south and the east, and again, significant rainfall over the next few days, as has been the case. Now also notice right here in the I-95 corridor region and to points to the east, this is primarily associated with a frontal system later today into tonight that can result in some strong thunderstorm activity in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor, brief heavy downpours, maybe some gusty winds, some hail. Probably the best chance for the severe weather will be along I-95 and points to the east to the coastal region, and that looks like the area of the heaviest rainfall as depicted by Noaa over the next 3 days. And again, this will fall later today into early tonight. The next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, actually look quite nice. Beautiful air mass coming in for this time of the year for the Mid-Atlantic region, following the passage of this frontal system for Thursday, and really continues into Friday and Saturday as well. Meanwhile, one other part of the nation, the south central, the southeastern states, have had a lot of rainfall, a wet pattern over the past several days. That will continue over the next few days. Well, before we take a look at the latest computer forecast model, especially focusing in on the potential strong thunderstorms later today in the mid-Atlantic region, let's take a look here at a high-resolution forecast model known as the HRRR. It's a rapid refresh model that Noaa runs for an hourly basis here, on an hourly basis. This is a forecast of smoke for later on this morning, and it's very noticeable in the skies across the mid-Atlantic region, throughout much of the upper part of the Midwest. And the smoke-filled skies originate over the northwestern part of the country, southern part of Canada, and here you have a large area across the northern part of the nation with smoke-filled skies. And anybody in the mid-Atlantic region who has seen the sunset last couple of nights have noticed very, very orange sunset and even sunrise, and that's at the time of the day where the sunlight goes through much more of the atmosphere as compared with, let's say, midday, and the shorter wavelength light gets more scattered at sunset and sunrise when the sunlight goes through more of the atmosphere. That kind of scatters out the blue light. What is left is orange, at least to the human eye. We see very orange sunset and sunrises with these smoke-filled skies. Right now, some very filtered sunshine in the I-95 corridor region, and that's taking place across much of the northern U.S. with this smoke, again, from wildfire activity out across the northwestern part of the nation and the southern part of Canada. Well, let's take a quick look at the NAM model from 6Z last night. For this morning, we have quite an impressive shortwave, an upper level trough here across the eastern part of the Great Lakes, and that will combine with a surface cold frontal system to produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some of those storms certainly can reach strong levels with some gusty winds, heavy rainfall for a brief period of time for the mid-Atlantic region, anytime really from midday all the way through in the afternoon hours. And here we go on an hourly basis here. Look at that upper level trough here, just sliding through the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S. Here we are midday. And again, these showers and storms can fall pretty much any time from midday on through the afternoon in the northeastern part of the nation. Lots of high pressure ridging and hot weather out across the middle of the country. Let's keep moving forward here. And that upper level trough does in fact slide off the coast by early tomorrow morning. This is the Thursday morning forecast map right here. Northwesterly flow aloft. Comfortable air moves into the mid-Atlantic region later on tonight. After midnight, early tomorrow morning, when you step outside, you'll notice a big difference compared to this morning and tomorrow morning in terms of overall humidity and the cleanliness of the air mass. And a very comfortable day coming on Thursday, and it pretty much remains comfortable Friday and Saturday as well, with highs no better than the 80s. And for late July, that's not a bad thing at all in the mid-Atlantic region. Now let's wrap up with the surface forecast mass from the NAM model. Not much going on right now. There are a couple of scattered showers, thunderstorms out across upstate Pennsylvania at this hour, but that will increase in intensity and coverage by the middle part of the day. And again, this is not necessarily a more typical 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. type of timetable for these showers and thunderstorms. Really any time from 11 a.m., noon, all the way through the afternoon hours will be the threat time period for showers and thunderstorms in the mid-Atlantic region. And here we are now into the midday and then the early to mid-afternoon. And here's that frontal system moving to the coastal region by the time we get into the evening. And the threat really diminishes quickly by 7, 8 p.m. For D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. And again, a big difference in the feel of the air after midnight tonight and when you wake up tomorrow morning. A very, very nice day in store for Thursday. And here we are, the Thursday morning forecast map right here. Notice a nice high pressure system centered right in this region right here, and that high remains in control of the northeastern quadrant of the nation on Friday and Saturday as well. And the next chance for some decent rainfall, some significant rainfall potentially, will be Sunday into Monday in this part of the nation. So a lot going on. We have smoke-filled skies across much of the northern U.S. Have taken a look ahead at the possibility of a resurgence in La Nina, and we'll certainly follow that over the next several weeks and months, going right through the fall season and into the upcoming winter. That's it for now. For ParatonWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorgan.